Hello Gemini and welcome to my channel. This is Tiffany and you are joining me here with Spirit, Muses, and Knowledge. What we're going to be doing today is your reading for the month of October, which is going to branch off and narrow down a little bit from the quarterly reading that I did last week for October and November, December. So make sure that you go back and check that out. And we're going to get a little more personal with this particular month. So let's dive right in. Let's dive right in. I'm going to be looking at, for the month of October, your current situation, what your challenge is for the month, what your advice from Spirit or Universe is, and then a final outcome. So let's just get balanced here for a minute. Calling in messages for Gemini for October of 2020. I hope this message finds all of you well and thriving. All right. Clearest messages for Gemini, please, for the month of October. For the month of October 2020. Clearest messages from Universe, please. Thank you. All right. So for your current situation, we have pulled Channel Your Knowledge. Got that challenging going on, right? And then for your challenge for the month, we have Dark Night of the Soul. Perhaps some of you are either moving through one of those or you're about to enter one. So it'll be interesting to see what Universe says on the Dark Night of the Soul. I'm actually going to be doing a video later, maybe in October, that just specifically identifies the Dark Night of the Soul and what that is. For a lot of people, it's a good thing. I know it sounds dark and it definitely feels dark when you're moving through that. I've been through that myself, which is why I feel inspired to share that. So we'll see what's going on for a lot of you. Your advice from Spirit is light codes. Travel awaits you. This could be physical travel. This could be spiritual travel. We'll find out when we clarify. And then your final outcome is Ascended Masters. Create open communication. Open communication. Especially if you are moving through a dark night of the soul, it is really, really important that you connect with your higher powers, with your light guild, your spirit guides, your angels, because it can be very confusing, very, very confusing. All right, so let's dive in and clarify some of this for you. All right, Universe, please, only the clearest messages for Gemini for October of 2020. Clearest messages for Gemini, please. And you know, as we move into the autumn months as well, it's a time of harvest, but it's also a time of letting go as well. We want to be very careful with what we are harvesting because we bring that into the winter months, which goes down very, very deep into the soul, into the consciousness, into the subconsciousness, and then come spring, it will come back and show us. So right now might be a beautiful time for you to do some really deep soul work. So you're only bringing what is fortuitous for you popping up in spring. You don't want old stuff popping up in spring. Make it good stuff. No weeds. No weeds. All right. Let me focus here a little bit. have the Three of Swords under your current situation right now, and the Page of Swords under the Dark Night of the Soul. Very nice, though. We've you got the World. You got the World for your light allegiance advice, and this and the Fool. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling this one already for my little Gemini guild, my little Gemininers, my little twinsies of the universe out there. So let's start with what your current situation is with your channeling of your knowledge. And I need to put my glasses on to read this little one. Yeah, critical judgment. So you can see this individual who has two eyes up here, two universal eyes that can almost see into your mind and see the way that you are currently thinking. And it may not be all that lovely right now. It will be as the month travels on. But at this time, for many of you, and you can see these eyes, they're not the kindest eyes, right? So you are either being very critical in your own thinking about a situation that was painful for you. And it's got you blocked up in the mind. You can't stop thinking about it. And channeling your knowledge, it's like you're trying. You've got it's like you're so full of light. You've got this beautiful aura of light. You've got all these beams of light coming off of you. But there's something up here that is just like feeding your mind. You're either feeding your own mind or you have outside sources, possibly this right here, that is just feeding you negativity, either sending judgment at you, being judgment of you, or you are being very judgmental of yourself right now. I'm actually going to pull a clarifying card on here. Can I clarify this Three of Swords, please? What is this Three of Swords here? I want to know if this is self-imposed or if this is outside sources, because that makes a huge difference in how you move forward, right? It's like, are you dealing with yourself, where the only thing you have control over is yourself, or is it other people that you need to make a decision, like get it out because it's not serving you? All right. Can we please verify? That was a popper. Can we verify this Three of Swords, please? So far, we've got the Seven of Pentacles, self-contemplation, looking at what you have created for yourself, but I'm getting a feeling that you may or may not, you haven't accepted it yet. Let's see, a couple more messages on this Three of Swords, please, universe. Why is this Three of Swords here for Gemini in October? We've got the Death card. And then we've also, we've got the Seven of Cups. So you are definitely in your head about something, and it has to do with some kind of pain that happened. The loss of somebody. It may even be that somebody passed, and I'll say here that if you lost someone because they crossed over, my condolences to you. All right, I know that that is really painful and can cause a tremendous amount of heartache. So if this applies to you, if you lost somebody, my heart's feeling you right now, okay? For others, the death card has to do with metamorphosis. It's like the caterpillar that goes into the cocoon before it actually blossoms into a butterfly. But you're very confused right now. It's like the Pentacles card. You're standing there, you're not harvesting, you're not planning, you're just kind of looking. And it may be that you're looking at this past year, which has been very difficult for people, and you're just kind of lost in the thoughts right here. You know, you've got these eyes with these spiraling energy coming in, and I get a sense that it's outside sources that is affecting your inner light, that you are allowing it to come in because you might not even be aware that this is happening to you, okay? So the beginning of the month here, that for a lot of you, that is what you're facing is a loss of some sort, whether it is a loved one that is crossed over, or whether it has to do with somebody that you lost, a situation that was lost, that has really kind of got you scattered. I keep wanting to do this. It's almost like the spiral thinking in the head, the circular thinking in the head. But the death card is here, and it's a transformation for you. Something needs to be transformed, and it kind of launches right into this dark night of the soul. And the dark night of the soul is a very transitionary period that people go through. Sometimes you can go a full manifestation, which is like one lifetime, without experiencing this. But at some point in our soul evolution, we will have an experience, which is a dark night of the soul. And it can last for months. For some people, it lasts for years. Mine personally lasted for years. And just this past year, I have been traveling outside of that. I've been getting out of that. I've been leveling up. My spirit is feeling much lighter than it has in a very long time. But I encourage you that if you are not privy to the definition of the dark night of the soul, do some research with that so you know what it is. Again, it can be very, very confusing for people when you don't know that that's what's happening, right? It's like if you have been connected with spirit your life, all of a sudden, you know, they're not answering you, they're not talking to you, it's hard to plug in, it's hard to connect. Life may feel like it's happening for you. For a lot of people, they go into really deep, deep depressions and despair because they don't understand what's happening, all right? So for a lot of you, you may be experiencing this right now, but I'm telling you right now that it's a game changer. Once you understand what's happening with the dark night of the soul, you can start allowing that process to happen, and you start seeking counsel, higher counsel. And it's like once you're plugged in and you understand that this is what's happening, and it's kind of depicted right here with this Page of Swords. It's almost like this Page of Swords energy is going off to not only battle this, but to understand it, to gain that clarity. You know, swords are about clarity. They cut through the 3D plane, the confusion. Swords are all about clarity. They're also about messages as well. You may be receiving some kind of message this month. So let's find out actually this Page of Swords right here. Under the Dark Night of the Soul for Gemini for October. Please clarify this Page of Swords for Gemini. Why is the Page of Swords here for Gemini for October? And you do have the World card coming up, so, you know, it's going to change. And you have the Fool here too, which is a new beginning. So whatever is happening over here, don't let that scare you. The Dark Night of the Soul, don't let that scare you. You've got some major Arcana cards down here, and I'll tell you what right now, before I clarify this page. All right, the World card is the very last card in the major Arcana. The Fool is the very first card in the major Arcana. So you've got a beginning and you've got an end. However, they showed up this way. The World showed up first. So something is closing down for you. And then you've got this Fool card, which is a new beginning. And that's what happens when you complete your Dark Night of the Soul. You are literally closing down a chapter. Not for your life. Oftentimes it has to do with your life, but this is a soul level. All right, this is a high plane spiritual evolution. So there is a cycle that is ending for you. You've got the opportunity to end a cycle here and rise up and ascend with your masters. Oh, wow. Okay, I've just got chills all over. I'm sorry, I just got a bunch of downloads for you guys. Let's go back to the Page of Swords for a minute. Whoosh! Okay. Wowzer Bowser. Page of Swords. What is this Page of Swords here, please, universe, for Gemini? Ooh, we got a jumper. We've got the Ace of Swords. All right. So that's a higher message coming in right there, which I'll go into in a moment. Two more cards, please, for this Page of Swords under the Dark Night of the Soul, please. Ooh, you want to come out. Ooh, you've got the High Priestess, which is awesome, and you've also got the Page of Wands. All right, so the Ace of Swords. All the aces in the deck, you will typically see a universal gift coming to you, whether it is a sword or a wand or a pentacle or a cup, right? And so you've got this Ace of Swords right here, which again, I just got cutting through the veil, okay? So with the pain body that is down on the board right now, with this Death card that is on the board right now, something's got to go so something else can come in. And this is the gift that is given to you, that is being given to you. And it's here in this month right now. You've got this Page of Swords right here that is already going off to tackle that. You have got the support from your heavens. And here is another thing that I like to point out. It's like on the Ace of Swords, there's certain cards that you will see these little reflections and these little dabbles of light, and they're called yods. And what yods are, yod is literally the first letter of God's sacred name in Hebrew. And so this is a direct message, a direct gift coming to you. And through the High Priestess, this is a leveling up. This is you sitting between two worlds. This is you being able to connect and align and download any messages that are coming through right now to help you through this dark night of the soul. But right now you're in confusion. And so what your universe wants you to know is you're in a very natural process right now, but it's a big one. This, again, it has to do with the soul. It is not planetary. All of this other stuff over here, the pentacles, the cups, the confusion, the blah, blah, that's like all planetary crap that you can't take with you. What you are being called to do is to grasp hold and accept what's happening with the dark night of the soul right now, because it's time to ascend and it's time to rise. And it's stated here with your soul advice, your higher power right here, advice of light codes. Travel awaits you. And this can be inner traveling. You know, this could be dreams. This could be taking a spiritual retreat. This could be seeking higher counsel. You've got the high priestess down here. You know, pull that energy in, ask for that guidance, ask for that help, because we, you know, as humans, we're like, dark night of the soul. What the hell's that all about, right? I have no idea what that's about. And again, it's because it's not planetary. So when you enter into the dark night of the soul, you do need some guidance and some protection as well. And these light codes that are coming to you and that are offered to you, you can see that that third eye is lit up right here. I mean, that is like a direct connection to the high priestess. That's where the high priestess connects from. Extremely intuitive, extremely plugged in, balanced, centered, in alignment with who she is, with that higher knowledge. Because you have a cycle ending here, Gemini. All right? And it's a natural cycle. Everything in the universe runs on a natural cycle. Even humanistic things are cycles, right? And some of us are better at change than others. Others, you know, we like to fight it or we like to resist it because no one ever told us about these natural cycles. And what your universe is telling you right now is this is a natural cycle and we've got you. We understand, but educate yourself here a little bit and get comfortable a little bit. Let go of the planetary things that has caused you pain, because it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because there is something higher for you. You are being called to do something higher. The final outcome, these ascended masters, these create open communication, because you're in such a flux. I mean, you've got these spiraling eyes. For some of you, it might even, God, I don't want to say it, but it's like negative universal stuff, because you have the balance of the light and the dark, right? So maybe some of you are spiraling out of control with dark things. I'm getting addictions of some sort. Putting yourself in situations that lowers your vibration to where you're just lost. You don't know what's happening to you. So the only way out of that is to reverse that and seek a higher vibration. Call in your protectors. Call in your higher masters. Call in your team that you made contracts with before you even came here, because you're off track right now. A lot of you are off track right now because you've got this beautiful new beginning coming in. And this is the natural progression for you. So a lot of you are experiencing right now that pull between planetary and spiritual, okay? Everything else on this board other than your current situation is all spiritual. Your current situation is the only planetary stuff that I'm seeing for you that has you stuck. But your guides, your spirits, probably even your own soul knows that's not quite right. But the only way to get past that is to go through this process of the dark night of the soul. And do look that up, At some point, again, I will be making a video about that because I'm seeing a lot of people going through that right now. 2020 has really popped the top off of so many individuals where it has just stopped everybody in their tracks, and they're seeking something more because the planetary, there's not a lot of offering here on a planetary level that is bringing people joy, you know, and it's like people are waking up that, wow, I had a false thought. I had a false security. That's what I'm getting. A false security of this 3D planetary realm. And that's not where our true happiness lies. That's not even where our true being lies. You know, Yeshua said it himself when he said, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. So what he meant was, even though I have a physical body that is moving through this period of time, that ain't me, okay? This isn't you. It's time to shed that. And you may have to fight for it a little bit. You may have to like whack through the crap and break yourself down and see what's at your root, okay? But what that's going to do is it's going to end a very false cycle for you that you've been living in and bring you something so beautiful, so absolutely beautiful. So wow, this is a powerful reading and an extremely direct message. This is a very direct message. So I'm going to end it. I'm going to close it here because there's not much more to say. I mean, you're literally being called action here, but at the same time, you're so supported. You've got a whole spiritual light team that's right here going, come on, Gemini. Let's do this. Let's do this so you don't have to carry it through with you into your next manifestation. Dump it here. Leave it here. Don't take it with you. You know, you've got the rest of your life ahead of you. Let's make it beautiful. All right? So I'm going to close this reading out for October with a few more messages from your light gill. So what are some messages for Gemini? Closing messages. And I'll also be doing a mid-month reading as well. So I do monthly readings, mid-month readings, and then I do the quarterly readings, which is already done for October, November, and December. So make sure that you go and check out your quarterly reading as well, okay? All right, messages for Gemini. Closing messages for Gemini universe, please. Clear, precise messages for Gemini for October of 2020. All right, so what we have is patience. Yeah, and you've got this beautiful angel right here. This is almost like the card of temperance in the tarot deck. Be patient with yourself. Okay, I know that's hard for a Gemini because you've got those two, you know, dueling forces talking here, talking here, talking here, talking here. But there is a line in between them, and what brings your twins together is that patience and acceptance. Okay? So even though you're having trouble right now, it's okay. Have patience with yourself. Love yourself. Be gentle. Be very gentle with yourself. We also have Goddess of the Moon. Yes, ma'am. Answers. This goes along with the High Priestess. You know, she does take that energy in of the moon. Again, extremely intuitive energy right now. Go inside. Get rid of the clutter of the mind. Try to put all of this clutter to death. You don't need it. It's like you've overthought things so much. It's like thinking about it even more isn't going to help you. Becoming quiet at this time. Becoming intuitive. Allowing your higher powers to speak to you. and give you that guidance. And the last one we have is Healer of the Ages. Yes, it is time to heal. And you can see that light coming straight across the heart chakra, right? So whatever has pained you, you're being called to allow that healing in. Sometimes we can't forget pain, but we can transform it. We can shift it. And we do it through the death and acceptance right here. Okay? Because it too is a natural cycle of life. But being able to heal from that and rise ourselves is what's being called here. So Gemini, this was a very intriguing reading for you. You've got some high powers and being called to completely transform your world if you want. I mean, you know, we all have free will while we are here. You don't have to do this, but your higher powers are saying, man, if you let that happen, your whole world is going to pop and you're going to experience something so new and so beautiful, and possibly finishing the contracts that you signed and agreed to before you came here. So I am going to leave it here. I hope this reading was helpful to you. If you resonated with this reading, do me a favor and hit subscribe, hit the bell, so you are notified of the mid-month reading, and